Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to take your stats from mediocre to godly in as quick as time as possible and as easy as possible. So starts out nice and simple. We need some chocobo grains. Now it doesn't have to be chocobo grains by any means, but I'll find just having one of each chocobo grain is by far the easiest way to do it for the battle items. So the first one we're going to do here is power sources, which is the screamer enemies there with the little ball and chain outside of the naval reactor on, well, Mountain Bell. So nice and easy, we morph on with Yuffie, and then your W item user, just use your first usable item. So in this case obviously I took the one set of greens, and when you do your W item glitch you will, well, W item power sources instead of anything else, because it obviously W item is the last used item, but in this case it was blank, so power sources, and it's as simple as that. The material setup for everything for it is also really simple. I mean, as you can see here, it's morph on Yuffie, W item on somebody else. I use count. I mean, I messed up there with and accidentally chucked an extra couple of greens that I didn't mean to, but you know what, that's it. It's as simple as that. You can do that, get your power sources, and you can max a character's strength out in what, 20 minutes? You can max every character's strength out in 20 minutes easily. So the only other requirement is you can't have any of the sources in your inventory, but I mean, that's not the end of the world. And as you can see there, power bam Yuffie up. I think that got it there just short of 255 there, 252 there. So next one, guard sources over by the Medale area. On the dirt again, looking for the spiral enemies. Just exactly the same ones as I did for vitality sources in the which one was it? The sneak attack morph for Yuffie. So exactly the same system again. Morph one with Yuffie. Chuck your grain, and then morph your sources. And morph your sources. W item your sources. Nice and easy. Look, I'll be honest, 4 out of the 6 of these real simple. Power and guard are the easiest too. Would I recommend doing all 6? Not really, not unless you want to be pulling your hair out and walking around barefoot shouting at clouds. It's very, very, very horrible to do 2 of them. Spirit and magic are the biggest pains, but we'll go over them when we get them. As you can see there, I'm just showing here the full 99 going nice and slow here. I mean, it's going to take us what, less than a minute, just under a minute to get 99. So you can imagine how quickly it is to do this for everybody. So yeah, nice and easy, nice and simple, nice and straightforward. Done, bam, kill, gone. Guard sources, done. Now there is an order to do this, and I have done it in the order I would do it if you're going for everything. So I start pumping them in the Yuffie. She was the only one whose stats I hadn't built up yet, just due to the fact that hers and Sid's at this point weren't done, just due to the fact of how to get one of them. So this one here we're going to go over. So I've got materia, and then we've got morph, final attack there with Sid, full cure, quadra magic, and then full cure, final attack. Very important for this next one I'm going for, which is spirit, that Sid's final attack is in a different materia slot than where Yuffie's is. That means if they both die at the same time, Yuffie's final attack will go off first, followed by Sid's. If it's the other way around, it won't work. Now, other part of doing this, unfortunately, you got to kill them both, so you can bring them back. You know, just Phoenix down, life spell, whatever. Just so they're on low enough health so they can actually die. So I did that outside the Junon area, way outside of the Junon area, just because we will be using the submarine here to take ourselves to the sunken Galnica for the next 3. And we're starting off with spirit here in the cargo plate, the cargo storage, the cargo area of the Galnica. Now, this one is a pain. It is horrible, right? I have put out, like, you can see here, a failed attempt Sid dodged. Yuffie got them off, but Sid dodged. Sid didn't die. That is going to happen a lot. Now this one here it did work. I think I put out like 25 minutes of failed attempts on this just because of how finicky this can be. So the aim is, I've got a weaker weapon on Sid there, the javelin, just so we can just poke it, do a little bit of damage. You want to get it down to about just under 30% of its health, if I remember correctly, for the serpent. And you've got a chance of it using Aqualung. Now a huge tidal wave came in there, done a little bit of damage. What you can see here is fantastically, Aqualung works. It hits, it killed both Sid and Yuffie. So chuck one of my greens, and then we start W iteming. I apologise for the way the camera moves when you're doing this, it's just how it works. We start W iteming, and Sid is going to chuck off a quadrant magic full cure. Decently long animation, not the longest. I think Life 2 works as well for this. And maybe Phoenix, I'm not sure. I've never tested, but I'm always just going to full cure. But if you don't want to max out 2 full cures or 1 full cure and get the other one up, as you can see there, even with my slow ass mashing for the W item, you can still get a fair few, but it's going to take a long time to max spirit. Now, still in the Guildmaker, in the hallway where you fight the Turks, we can fight Poodlers and Bad Raps, I believe they're called. Now, this one's really good because we can get 2 in the same battle. So the Poodler there turns into speed sources. Nice and simple, just as easy as that. And the Bad Rap there, that is the one you want to leave if you plan on doing spirit. Magic, it doesn't matter, you can do that whenever in this, but if you're going to do spirit, you need to leave the Bad Rap to last on two characters. So in this case for me, it's Sid and Yuffie. The higher your luck stat, which is what the Bad Raps turn into, which you'll see eventually once I finish showing you the speed sources and then go on to the luck sources here. Luck increases your chance to dodge, which makes getting the spirit a lot harder considering you need 2 characters to die essentially to be able to do it. So as you can see here, the Salgrain, because I've got another empty slot now below the speed sources, I can now get luck sources. So I can get 99 luck sources, so you can get 2 a battle here if you're lucky. I mean, you're not going to get every fight where you've got both of them in. Some fights will just be the Bad Rap, some fights will just be the Poodlers. But if you get them both, then that's what? Plus 99 in both stats. Now obviously the luck is going to take the longest. I average on something like, I say 210 luck sources per character, so leaving luck to last isn't really the end of the world. It's what I normally do. Speed sources and luck sources I'll do last. Speed doesn't really matter. Now obviously I'd already done Cloud at this point. But I normally do Cloud first anyway, just out of the sake of why not. Now, magic sources here. We are at the gold saucer, where Yuffie needs morph, counter, and W item. And unfortunately, the only way to do this for magic sources is the battle arena, where we need to fight an enemy, Hectize, which is the red blobby flan with lots of eyes. That was what we fight it in the Temple of the Ancients, I believe it is. It is a random round 3 or round 4 encounter, but obviously this is the battle arena, so there's 3 or 4 different enemy selections it can give you per I want the battle, right? So obviously regular battle arena, doesn't matter what you go for. I've just got everyone equipped with ribbons just for the sake of why not. I haven't got everyone equipped with a mistile as well, except for when I'm doing the serpent for spirit. I should have said that during the serpent actually. I equipped Yuffie and whoever the other one is, so in this case it was Sid, with some of the weakest armor that I've actually got, just to make sure that they take more damage. Just make sure you don't break any of your material you need in the battle arena this early. So what you're going to see here, these are the enemies after. These are the Hectize. So drain, then I'm going to chuck the grains. And what we're going to get is a lovely counter attack from Yuffie. We get a magic source. and then it's as fast as you can do it. You see, I'm not very good at it. I'll go a little bit, went a little bit slower. I'll try to go a little bit slower for the sake of this so you can see it properly without us spamming it. But I mean, I got 35 there. Anyone who's really good at that will be able to get so much more than that. But that is all 6 source locations W item tricked. As you can see at the end of it, this is what you get. 255 on everyone across the board before you equip any materia. I'd love to know why my Barrett's health's that low. I know I was messing about with something with Barrett, if I remember rightly, trying to... I can't remember what it was, but his health is looking a bit leaky. But yeah, as you can see there, look, everyone 255 across the board, looking nice and tidy, nice and smart, just how I like it. I'm not one of them ones that can have, you know, 1 or 2 stats lower than the rest. Now, if you want to equip everyone with materia and then see how many extras you need, that is a thing. You can indeed do that. But I tend not to bother. But anyway, as it is, that is the W item stat maxing guide. This has been Thomas, Daddy Gaming, signing out. Stay safe.